This guy doesn't like what I'm going through, according to him. The thing is that he's doing all the same things that prevent us from getting help. Instead of taking it seriously immediately, I have to endure this abuse until next Wednesday. And next Wednesday, there will probably be some reason that we have to wait until the next week after that. That's why you need a friend or family member and a place of your fucking own. None of these people who are harming me have to travel all of this way with these disabilities. None of these people are taking the harm that I'm taking. Yet they want to compare their lives to mine as their excuses for doing nothing. They want to make it a goddamn pissing contest. And that's not okay. See, this is why abuse against adults happens. You don't turn it in right away. You don't even try. You make excuses. You often do lots of things that are not useful. How about instead of trying to push me to get another car and go through all of the crap that it takes to go through that, how about you stop and understand the dynamics of it instead of saying over and over again, if we do this and we set it all up and we do, it's a bunch of extra work and it doesn't get the abuse turned in. How about we focus on why my car doesn't work now? How about we focus on why it is that I need a new car? That'd be a smart thing to do. How about we focus on why I'm in this position to begin with? How about instead of perpetually trying to replace everything that gets broken, how about we do something to prevent it from getting broken to begin with? I didn't find out much about the situation. I gotta try to find somebody to help carry my stuff. We're only allowed to have 3 hours in the library per day. And I've overused my hours today. They made a special exception today. I sat and waited all day. I did all the running around I was supposed to do. Like, what the hell am I being forced to jump through all this? Oh, you go back to this therapy place, now therapy place. God damn it, are you going to help me out to get to those places? First of all. Second of all, that's not what I need. What I need is help turning in the abuse. What the hell does therapy do about abuse? What does therapy do to stop abuse? What does therapy do to get the cops to do their jobs? Nothing. This idiot here keeps typing retarded shit, so we're just gonna block him. See, that's the retarded shit that you guys want to keep on typing. You think I get to just leave. I don't. Getting a new car doesn't allow me to just leave. It doesn't allow me a safe place to go. It doesn't allow me any of the resources that were taken away from me. Turning in the abuse is what stops the abuse. Turning it in right away with the victim and not making excuses over and over and over again. Can I get back in room number 2? Thank you, ma'am. I don't need people to reinterpret everything like I'm mentally friggin' retarded. Seriously. You don't know the first thing about the situation that I'm in, but you wanna have an opinion. Well, I don't care about your opinion. I care about stopping the abuse. I care about not being blown off into next week while I'm still taking this abuse, still being ignored, still having to take it. People are helping my predators every day, and nobody helps me. They just blow me off until next week. Everybody does that. Everyone. There isn't one person who has actually attempted to turn this in the way that the legal route requires them to do. I tried to show him evidence. I got a whole table of evidence to show him. I got a computer full of evidence to show him. I'm doing my friggin' best. See, here's the thing. By next week, all of this is a whole week buried further. Like, I can show him this because I have it in person. I brought it here in person. I can show him in person. So I don't have to spend hundreds of hours trying to send this crap across the internet. What good did it do? He didn't look at a goddamn thing. He still left without doing a goddamn thing. Just suggestion after suggestion after suggestion. Every one of them dismissing the abuse that needs turned in lieu of some other quick fix that doesn't fix the issue. I am literally stuck relying on drug addicts and alcoholics because nobody else speaks up. He could have at least stopped to listen to understand about what my disabilities are and why I have them, but he didn't even do that. He didn't take a look at my vehicle. Now, that's the thing that all of these people with the DHS are supposed to do. They're supposed to take a look at the conditions that I'm living in. Not a single one of them has done that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? How about you do this? How about you do that? How about we send you here? How about we send you there? How about we have you do this and do that and do this and do that? Oh, by the way, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Oh, we have resources. Here's 30 numbers you've already called. Oh, what are those resources going to do? They're going to give me resources that are 30 more numbers that I've already called. Nobody's making the calls with me. It was impossible to get him to focus on, yes, I'm here with you right now. This is the way that I have to do it. In between now and next Wednesday, I have a whole week full of abuse that I have to take. There is nothing I can do to stop it. And there is nothing this guy is going to do to stop it either. What the fuck is the goddamn point? What the fuck? All he wanted to do was pawn me off on 10,000 different things, not focusing on the evidence once. And he wants me to send it to him electronically. How am I going to do that? He's going to help me to carry this stuff up next Wednesday so I can send it to him electronically next Wednesday. That doesn't help me to be able to keep power on my phone so that I can stay recording 24 hours a day to keep myself safe from these fucking idiots because nobody's taking it seriously. You have no clue what's wrong, huh? Why the hell are you even on my channel? Why the fuck even goddamn try? See, that's the thing. I tried to explain to that guy what was going on. I fucking tried. But no matter what, it was always some suggestion other than helping to turn in the abuse. People always want to tell me about how nice they are and how humanitarian they are. If they were so nice and humanitarian, they'd listen. I have no way to stop this abuse. And when they procrastinate and it takes a week, maybe in a week they'll do something. Maybe a month after that they'll do something. But when I'm being abused, they're supposed to do something right away. And a goddamn one of you lifting a fucking finger to hell. Not fucking one of you. You're too busy passing judgment. I don't even want to be on a fucking YouTube channel. I didn't want to be on a fucking YouTube channel. I wanted to see my friends and family, and that was it. I will never be able to do that ever again in my lifetime. And none of these people take that seriously. They don't take the fact that I can't function because of this seriously. My disabilities only exist when they can use them to try to pretend that I'm retarded. Meanwhile, I gotta start carrying my shit down. I mean, what the fuck was the point in bringing this shit up here? What the hell was the goddamn point? What's the fucking point of collecting all this evidence they tell me to collect when nobody's gonna fucking look at it? What's the point in trying to set it up to show somebody stuff when they're just gonna talk over me and want to make a bunch of suggestions that don't include turning in the abuse, and then I gotta go through a bunch of roundabout crap, bass backwards. None of this stops the abuse. And every day that goes by, this is the reason that the mandated reporter laws require a mandated reporter to turn it in immediately. Because every single day that goes by increases the chances of the victim being harmed further. And every day that goes by increases the chances of the predator getting away and getting to do it again and again and again and again. Like Ted Bollinger, like Tim Beeson. And then you get to look how their victims, like me and Natalie Bollinger, have to go through hell because none of you give a fuck. Everybody tells me it's not their job. They pawn me off on someone else who it's not their job, who pawns me off on someone else who it's not their job. Meanwhile, what am I even doing? These people aren't going to listen to me. They're going to make 10,000 suggestions and 10,000 other things, literally anything except taking it seriously. If they took it seriously, they would follow the law and turn it in right away. They would take the allegations seriously instead of making me do this stuff all over again, over and over and over and over again for no reason. There is no reason for me to continue. By the time you get around to getting off your ass to do something, I've already been railroaded 30 times, and then I get the whiny fucking excuse of, oh, well, it's near impossible. Now you should have fucking got off your ass from the start. I went to you the first time, second time, third time, fourth time. Every time I'm freaking harmed, I have to come to the internet because no person in real life cares. All of my stuff is at risk. My life is at risk. My evidence at risk. He's going to maybe do something in what? How many days? It's Wednesday today, right? No, it's Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's 6 days. 6 days I gotta wait. 6 days of hell. 6 days of having to beg somebody to help because obviously this guy doesn't seem to understand that this is an emergency. That these people are actively doing this shit to me. And I brought that stuff I showed you on video. I was gonna show him here. He could have looked at it in person. He didn't try. Diane type, do you need money? I can help you. I always need money. See, that's the thing about setting up that GoFundMe all those years ago. I tried to get help setting up a GoFundMe. Everybody wanted to say, well, set up a GoFundMe, 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 GoFundMe. Well, when Natalie died, 2 people made GoFundMes for me, put my name in it, supposed to help me. Instead, those people took advantage of me and ripped me off. I didn't see a penny of any of that money because I had to depend on others. Instead of empowering me to do these things for myself, people wanted to promise they would help me with these things and then just not come through. Someone called himself Not You typed, you have to protect yourself. What's going on? I don't get to protect myself. I'm not allowed. If I'm assaulted and I defend myself, I go to jail. If I'm assaulted and I don't defend myself, I might still go to jail. I started a Cash App finally. I have to trust the guy who's got a drinking problem to have a dual account so that I can get that Cash App thing. So I have Cash App now. I was able to set it up yesterday. So if you want to send something, you can send it to cash.app/$Dogged Roman. The thing is that the money that fucks with my disability money. And they pretend that because people donate money, that I am able to work because people are donating money, or I don't need that disability money. Meanwhile, disability money is not even enough to live on. So when there's false charges pressed against you as a poor person, there's literally nothing that you can do except take the systemic abuse. Most of that is because poor people are cowards, especially in this country. They're selfish cowards, because while they'll whine about it happening to them, they don't care when it happens to others. They say, you need to just shut up. You just need to man up. Dine typed, okay, can you say it again, please? Yeah, it's cash.app /$doggedroman@gmail.com. Somebody did try sending $10. I'm supposed to register my card as soon as it arrives in the mail. Somebody finally allowed me to use an actual physical address to have it sent to. Thank goodness. Candace Bonder went out of her way because of an argument over her doing fucked up shit. She went out of her way to make sure that all the people that offered to help me when Natalie first died didn't. She didn't try to understand the situation. She was just being selfish. She wasted a lot of money when she came down to see me in Boulder on a bunch of people who were drug addicts at McDonald's. Then later on, she actually threw that in my face about how she had spent all that money paying my friends so they had something to eat. I'm like, I didn't say they were my friends. I said I knew them. And I didn't make you buy the McDonald's cards. So many people want to do stuff like that. Dine typed, you can come and live with us. Krusty Cookie typed, are you homeless, bro? Blasty Kit Kat typed, you poor soul, fuck the world. Dine typed, no, you can come. My mom tell me to tell you that you can live with us. Dine, I was pretty sure you typed that you were 27 years old the other day. I'm not making fun of you for living with your mom. I'm just saying if you're a little kid, it's probably not a good idea to be on my channel. If you're not an adult, I'd prefer that you didn't type with me because people will pretend like I'm some sort of a pervert trying to seek out little children on my YouTube channel. See, the assumption that people have of my situation versus the reality of it are very different. Someone calling themselves Ayan typed hi. Hi, Ayan. Georgius Vide Gratirex. Ah. King George on the Canadian penny. King George VI. Dine typed, I'm sorry for you. AN typed, what is going on? I'm enduring systemic abuse, where as an at-risk adult, I try to show these people in person and they don't have time, all these government services. And they continue to do that because I don't have a friend or family member to go in with me to make them take it seriously. There's all this stuff that eats up time that people want to suggest that I do. They have absolutely no thought for the reality of my situation, nor my ability to do those things. Everybody wants to tell me to do expensive stuff, but they don't want to pay for it. Meanwhile, there's no need for all this expensive stuff. People should have just come forward and told the truth to begin with. The fact that they didn't is their fault, not mine. Ian typed, are you being abused? Yes, I'm taking systemic abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, financial abuse, exploitation of an at-risk adult in the way they're doing it, as well as conspiracy to commit these crimes. These are very serious crimes. They're also compounded by the fact that I'm disabled and cannot defend myself or protect myself. Meanwhile, they're ignoring my disabilities. That includes the disabilities created by abuse, such as false charges. Don't get me wrong, there's crimes I actually committed, but they had to press false charges against me to prevent me from turning it in. Crusty cookie type government does not care about us. I'm glad I learned at a young age. Ian typed, is this for adults? No, it's not. This entire channel is actually for the police and the FBI. It's mostly evidence and me speaking up about evidence. As far as abuse goes, this channel is for all victims, regardless of gender, regardless of skin color, regardless of religion, regardless of age, regardless of disability. So although technically you could say it is for adults, it's not just for adults. Crusty cookie type WTF sexual abuse. Who's doing this? What's going on? Well, the sexual abuse would be from the guards in the prison in Lincoln. There was also a situation at the hospital in Rollins, Wyoming. Dine typed YP. Binary typed who isn't bro. AN typed I'm so sorry for you. Crusty cookie typed you got evidence though, get a case going. I've been trying to get a case going. I get ignored and people make it impossible to get the evidence to them. If they do make it so that I can get the evidence to them, they go on vacation or they have things to do for the next week, month, or year. Literally anything is more important than helping to stop the assaults that I endure. Like people breaking through my windows. Dine typed bye. Aeon typed okay. Sarah Stevens typed you have a big forehead. Angela Karcher typed LOL. Kieran typed this is the type of video that you see on top 5s on YouTube serial killers. Boy, are these people cute. You mean poor people having to record from wherever they're able to? If somebody is forced to go to YouTube because the police and other services aren't doing anything, that makes us serial killers? God, you're idiots. So what do we do with Kieran? Of course, we take a screenshot and then hide user on this channel. See how easy that is? It's not so easy in real life. Sarah Stevens as well. Hide user on this channel. And I don't know who Dine was saying bye to. Maxine Danielson typed, hey, I hope you are doing okay right now. I'm not. Maxine Danielson typed, I wish the best for you. Yeah. Well, you can wish in one hand and poop in the other, you know the saying. It's not meant to be rude, it's meant to be realistic. Kind of like the render unto God that which is God's and render unto Caesar that which is his Caesar's. All the stuff that I brought this computer in for today that I could have shown him. And then there's the paper evidence I could have shown that feller. And I didn't get to show it, did I? That also leaves me where I'm stuck in the situation that I am, still being abused. The idea of getting me a new car, how about helping turn in the abuse? How about helping turn in the abuse? I untyped, I will pray for you. Well, you pray in one hand and crap in the other, like I said. Whether it's a wish, a prayer, or a hope. Crusty cookie types, I hope you also know YouTube won't do anything. At least you're aware you have a disability. Some people are delusional and never figure it out, right? Well, my major disability is post-traumatic stress disorder from assaults and abuse all growing up till today. Being treated like I must be a retard because I'm different. That ain't no fun. And type, do you have a home? No, I don't. That's one of the major issues with getting any services. Without a home, you can't have them. I do have a car, and I've been typing about and talking about my car. Well, I've literally been talking about my car through a lot of this video here. My car is broken because of abuse. My car is broken because of people kicking in the side of it. My car is broken from people kicking in the front of it. My car is broken from people throwing stuff through the windows, including rocks that are about as big as my fat head. Yeah, I have a car. It doesn't work anymore. All of the abuse that I'm going through is because of neglect in specific. See, people don't kill themselves because they were physically assaulted or sexually assaulted. They kill themselves because when they go to somebody for help, they're talked over, blown off, dismissed, told, oh, well, maybe I'll have time next week. Maybe I'll make time the week after that. I'm too busy. My grandma died. My kids are sick. I'm sick. I'm sorry that happened. I am sorry that happened. The other guy who's going to help me seems that every time he's going to help me, he's going to end up having a phone that doesn't work. It's going to be down to 1% battery every time I call. It's kind of difficult to deal with. If you don't want to help, don't offer to help. Don't waste my time. Casey White typed, can I somehow help you? Do you need someone to talk to? Yes, I do. I need someone to talk to who's willing to do more than just listen, to talk over me, which is what nearly everybody who says they'll listen ends up doing. They want to talk over me and give me ideas. Well, if you tried this, if you tried that, the problem is that I need people to stop focusing on doing it that way and focus on actually listening. Not to understand, not to, speak over me, but actually to understand. Not to listen with the intention of giving advice, but with the intention of understanding so they can help turn it in. AN typed, how can I contact you? You can send me a message at doggedroman@gmail.com. DOGGEDROMAN@gmail.com. Ann, I'm hoping that you're an adult. If you're not, please don't contact me. I don't want to be messaged by children because that'd get me treated like shit. Yes, Casey White, you can. You should probably message me at doggedroman@gmail.com. Ann typed, okay, I am a kid. All right, well, Ann, no offense or anything, but I'm going to block you because I can't have that. Not out of any offense towards you. One of the things that sucks about that is that if somebody comes onto my channel who's a child to tell me they're being abused, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to deal with the situation? Just so you know, I've encountered that situation more than once on my channel. One of those situations, the cops told me it was a 30-something-year-old man, but they didn't bother to arrest him. Didn't care. Casey White, I certainly hope you're an adult. If you're not, please don't. You're 21. All right, cool. That's legal enough to talk to. Natalie and Alicia Bollinger both knew my rules. If you're not 18, you're 12. And I don't hang out with 12-year-olds. I didn't mean it to be rude. I meant it as a safety and security issue, both with myself and with them. See, it doesn't matter what the truth is. People are going to run with it, whatever assumption that they've made, unless someone shows them otherwise. I try to show the people who claim that they care and say that they believe me, and I send them evidence. Well, they definitely believe me more after that. Krusty Cookie type, what do you want? If you are different, how do you expect to be understood? What good will understanding do? Oh my God. See, now we're playing word games. What do I want? That's not even the right question to ask. But sure, what I want is to turn in my predators. I want to turn in Ted Bollinger. I want to turn in Andrew Wolnez. I want to turn in Leslie Snell and Scott DaCosta. I want to turn in the people who have harmed me through all this, because their harm is permanent. The things that they were allowed to say and do with absolutely no regard for the law, no regard for the evidence, no regard for legal protocol. What good will understanding do? Well, you can't help somebody if you don't understand. If you don't understand how somebody with a cane having to walk 2 miles from the jail into town, if you don't understand how that results in that said person ending up going to the hospital, well, then you're going to completely ignore anything suggestion-wise that actually accommodates those disabilities, accommodates those issues. Understanding that someone is being abused and that you can do something about it, well, that's the most important tenet of being an American, we the people. As far as being different, I don't expect to be understood. I hope to be understood. But more so, I hope to get an end to the abuse that I have to endure every day. Casey White type, do you have a pen and paper? Yes, I do. Even more importantly, I have another telephone. Where the hell is it? Damn. That makes it difficult to call anybody, don't it? Well, I apparently left it down in my vehicle. We got this punk here trying to bully me. If you hadn't gone to jail, the walk could have been avoided. Well, I didn't have a choice in going to jail, and you're just being a dick. Heidi's are on this channel. No, I don't have a pen and a piece of paper now. I don't know. I'm doing my best. I still have to go out and find somebody to help me carry my stuff down, too. Meanwhile, it's going to be unsafe in my vehicle. Casey White, if you send me a message through email, that'd be easy. If you type the F word in there when you type the message or something to that degree, then it'll say message held for review. I'll be able to take a look at it and your phone number. Without everybody else having the ability to see it. This is one of the things that you learn over long-term jumping through these friggin' hoops. Long-term having to deal with this stuff. You start learning a lot of ins and outs. Anyway, I gotta start taking some of this stuff down to my car, which is obviously unsafe for me to stay in. Obviously, as far as mandated reporter stuff goes, I'm supposed to turn it in right away, correct? Well, this isn't right away. This is me having to wait until next Wednesday. A lot of these people also try to differentiate. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead, Miss Casey White. Like I said, there's Cash App, cash.app/$ Dogged Roman, DOGGEDROMAN. It's not showing anything. Another issue that I have is the need to keep my stuff powered up. That keeps me coming back to the library. Another issue is having to rely on people that are unreliable. And then when I have to go public about how unreliable they are, they tend to throw tantrums and be angry, and then be angry at me for throwing tantrums, which is cute. I don't hide my tantrums, though. I'll have them openly on YouTube. I don't give two shits. When you force somebody into a situation where that's the only option they got left, you're the ones who are screwed up, not the victims. Not you guys in specific, obviously. Another thing is, your suggestions, other than turning in the crime, aren't good. They're not good because they're just suggestions, and they're not grounded in the reality of the victim's situation. They're grounded in the reality of your assumptions. And to you guys, your assumptions many times can seem just as real as anything that happens in reality. It's plausible, therefore it must be true kind of thing. Well, I'm not talking about plausible, I'm talking about irrefutable proof. Not that anyone cares, you're just going to make excuses, right? You tell me you're different, you're not going to do the same thing. Well, very nice. Casey White, whatever you wanted me to screenshot has not popped up yet. So I don't know what to do about that. I can't make it show up any faster. Let me see. Yep. Sorry, Casey White, I don't see anything. It just says screenshot this, and then there's nothing after that. Like I said, you can get a hold of me at doggedroman@gmail.com. You can send me your number there, and I'll send you a screenshot. Also, I'll forward a message from Natalie Bollinger from 2016 that talks about who her abusers were. Your ideas, other than turning in the abuse, your ideas, your quick fixes, these don't turn in the abuse. Not only that, they make it impossible to turn in the abuse because you expect me to do those things. You show this by saying the same thing over and over and over again, and that thing is not turning it into the police, is it? Those of you who do tell me to turn it into the police, you completely ignore the situation of, well, I can't go to the police alone. I will be abused because I'm homeless. I will automatically be assumed to be a druggie, a junkie, an addict, whatever. Got a bunch of evidence here of where I've been and why I've been there. Got a bunch of evidence of the stuff said by my mental health peoples versus the government rubber stamp peoples. Why is there a discrepancy? Meanwhile, when it comes to my story, who's going to hear it? They're too busy making suggestions and saying, why don't you this and why don't you that? I'm going to tell you something. When you're called mentally ill, you either have a friend or family member who helps you or you're screwed. There is no in between. Do you care or don't you? If you contact me in emails, I'll try to work with you. If you're not willing to work with me, that's not on me. If you're not willing to be honest, that's not on me. Obviously, since there's nobody who's actually going to help today, and the people who said they're going to call, well, how decent of a call was it? That gentleman did show up in person and he made a lot of suggestions, which can seem nice from the very start. But once you realize what you're giving up and trying to follow through with their demands, and then literally going out of their way not to try to understand how unreasonable it is to expect someone with disabilities to do things that their disabilities prevent. And that includes the bias of the American public. I'm being treated like a child molester, a rapist, and a murderer for doing things to people who never accused me of doing those things themselves. Alicia Bollinger and Natalie Bollinger never once accused me of any form of sexual assault at any point in time. They weren't even allowed to be my friend until they were adults. And both of them thanked me for that, by the way. Both of them claimed that they understood. Both of them. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to get another day like this where I'm allowed to use the computer as long as I have, where I'm able to use one of these rooms as long as I have. This is a special exception for today because people were going to help. Let's see. Krusty Cookie type, sorry Chief, I gotta go, on my head out. Don't trust anyone, get money to be heard. See you, good luck Chief. Shaka baby. Saeed Mushafa type, what's going on? Saeed, are you from Boulder, Colorado? You do landscaping? You and I might have worked together in Boulder, Colorado. I'm Rabbit's brother. I'm just assuming based on the first name. SK Chandler typed, I'm tired of being here. You stay prayed up, buddy. This stuff is driving me crazy. Driving you crazy? Hell, I'm the one living through it. As far as you being tired of being here, me too. I'm definitely tired of being here. Of course, when you say stuff like that, the police will grossly reinterpret it into you are trying to actively kill yourself and therefore must be taken to a mental institution and injected with drugs. So good luck with typing that stuff. SK Chandler typed, I'm tired of being attacked. All right, well, we're going to stop my video right now and we're going to make it about you because this is serious. I'm attacked frequently and often. So I'm going to give you the time. Type to me a little bit about the abuse you're going through. We'll try to get the word out, or at least I will. If you start typing about the Illuminati and the Masons, I'm probably going to tag you as nuts, just so you know. If you start telling me that the Sun and Venus are conspiring against you because you're a Libra, I will probably cut you off then as well. If you're actually being physically assaulted, your vehicle's actually being destroyed, your household's being destroyed, people are threatening to kill you and your friends and family, I absolutely want to hear it. SK Chandler typed, slandered, stalkers, everybody wants me to do what they want. And very often, if they call you mentally ill, Well, that makes them so that in their heads they have the upper hand and therefore they should be in charge because you're an idiot. Same thing I get treated like. I must be an idiot and therefore everybody else must be in charge. Because I need help, that must mean that I want them to be in charge and tell me what to do, think, and feel. Do they listen to the situation? No, they're too busy making suggestions. They're too busy saying, I'm not allowed to this and I'm not allowed to that, and that's not my job and this ain't my job. And none of them take their jobs as mandated reporters seriously. That guy today wasn't very well trained, and that's absolutely not his fault. Doesn't look like my internet's gonna work today. So I gotta take my stuff out to my car and I gotta sit there. By the time that guy next week is able to get around to any of this, it's gonna be buried by another week's worth of BS. Meanwhile, that entire week I gotta run around and try to find power outlets, and I gotta run around and run errands for people who are helping me out a little bit financially, because every little bit counts, right? So I gotta walk beyond my means in order to try to get people the beer that they want. And I don't even drink. I quit drinking in 2001. All this stuff that people keep telling me to do, they don't stop to look at the resources that I have access to. If I'm not physically able to do what they're asking, that doesn't mean I'm not trying. It means I don't have the ability. SK Chandler typed yes and yes, but they steal everything and make big money off me. They wrecked all my plans and family too. I stay in my room all day. I don't go out. People are like they help, but it's BS. I'm tired of being subservient to they BS. Subservient is the right word. See, as an at-risk adult, you are stuck in a subservient environment unless you're able to take your disability money when you first get it and spend that back money on getting a place of your own. If you're prevented from doing that, you're screwed. At Shannon Alvarado's, I had to be subservient. In order to get Shannon Alvarado to help turn in the crimes that Kara Johnson Miles and the Bollinger family committed, Shannon Alvarado expects me to pretend that the abuse that she committed didn't exist. Wants to pretend that the neglect doesn't exist. And of course, since it wasn't my place, if she's yelling at me to do something, I have to do it. Or I end up losing all of my evidence at that point because I couldn't carry it. SK Chandler type, they took that too. Stopping systemic abuse starts with recognizing it. Recognizing that it's happening, that it's real. The other thing is you need to pay attention to important stuff. Like if I have to come in here to the library to do this, and I'm able to get them to make a special exception due to the safety issues. Yeah, the library made a special exception because of the safety issues. SK Chandler type, right, they aren't doing anything wrong and I'm crazy one. Exactly. It's called gaslighting. And it's one of the police's favorite tactics. Oh, he's just crazy. Oh, she's just crazy. Oh, that's just crazy Sean. You can hear that in the conversations with Marcia Estrada, as well as with the DHHS determination lady. It's not that people aren't aware of it. Let's see if we can get this stuff carried down. I have to make more than one trip. Meanwhile, my body is killing me with this See, here's the thing. People will volunteer for one or two things, but that isn't going to help me in my situation. For you to volunteer to do something in 5 weeks out, if you're going to promise to help me today, you need to help today. Instead of wasting my time, instead of pretending like you're going to help when you have no intention of doing so. And yep, I'm going to have to go down and get myself a plastic bag so I grab my computer. I got to try to find probably one of them drug addicts out there to help me to carry it. As Kay Chandler typed, I do a lot of good for everyone, but I get crapped on. Yeah. A lot of times, people who intended on doing good things for me, they went above and beyond, just in the wrong direction. Or, of course, it was a very brutal environment with people screaming and yelling and even throwing stuff at each other that could have killed somebody if it hit them in the head. And, of course, they meant well, but the violence in the situation is very real, and you can't just hide user on this channel button situations like that. You're living there, you're staying there. SK Chandler type right, they all lie, they bash me for helping the homeless, etc. Well, I'm kind of going through the same thing. Some of these homeless people are addicts, some of them aren't. Some of them have tried to help me in the little ways that they can. I get bashed for being happy and upgrading my life. Absolutely. I'll be back. It's going to take probably 2 or 3 trips to get all my stuff to my car.
Oh, okay. No.
Thank you. Well, if you can type to doggedroman@gmail.com. If you type your story, I can copy and paste it, and I can share it wherever I'm able to. Dr. Disaster typed, I used to live on the street for a bit. Yeah. Dr. Disaster typed, then I went to a Christian sobriety center. Well, if he was on drugs, that might fix my issue. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of junkies out here on the streets, but not everybody out here is a junkie, and they don't all deserve to get treated like junkies. Dr. Disaster type free food, free clothes, everything free. We sold chocolates to keep the doors open. Very cute, nothing's free. If you expend 2,000 calories walking to a place for food, oh shit, fucking Nebraskans, Jesus Christ, what are they doing in this state? Sorry, I got distracted by a license plate. One of my fellow statesmen is in this fucking shithole right now. He ought to fit right in if he's from rural Nebraska. They seem to be the most racist and hateful people on the goddamn planet. In Jesus' name, of course. Dr. Disaster, I always talk to the homeless to help. A lot of the homeless don't want help. Well, see, that's cop-out. All the homeless want help, but what help do they need? Are you offering them the help that they need? See, one of the biggest issues I have is I tell people there's a safety issue. And they say, oh, that means you don't want help. If I say there's a safety issue with the police assaulting me, they say, oh, you don't want police help. That's what you're telling me, right? Not really. Most of us guys out here on the streets, it's not that we don't want help. You know this as a man yourself. We're told we just need to man up. We just need to take care of it ourselves. Well, if our disabilities prevent us from being able to take care of it ourselves, does that make it okay to take advantage of us? Does that make it okay to beat on us? Does that make it okay to destroy our things and pretend we're child molesters, rapists, and murderers? Let's see. SK Chandler type. They pick who I should date, where I live, turn family against me. Nothing is free. It even costs to be free. Absolutely. Dr. Disaster type. Acts of kindness never go unseen. I think you'd be surprised. SK Chandler type. Right. Dr. Disaster type. What do you have planned for today? SK Chandler type. Right. Heck nah. Dr. Disaster type. Being a man is tough. We have to suffer in silence. Yes, man up. I heard the same. Yeah. Please don't care about anybody but pretty white girls. How many times you heard that in your life? Probably hundreds. How many times have you heard it's a woman's prerogative? And how many times have we been told that we need to rely on a woman's intuition? How many exes does she have? Yeah, I'm not following her intuition. Your gender doesn't make you special. The fact that you can squat out a baby and I can't doesn't make you special. It makes you different from me, but it doesn't make you special because you're not unique. There's a male and a female side of our gender. We both do different things as far as reproduction goes, and both sides are required. Cloning doesn't result in less genetic deficiencies, it results in more. Let's see. SK Chandler typed LOL right, all my good acts have went unseen. Yep. And people tend to forget those when they're angry at you, or when you don't do what they want right when they want it. How many of you guys have done the right thing? You run into a woman who's completely fucking blitzed. There's some guys trying to get her undies off of her, get her coaxed into going somewhere where she's vulnerable and alone. You help her out of that situation, only for her to try hitting on you while still drunk. This happened to me more than once with a woman named Crystal Bocomp in Boulder, Colorado. Some guys were trying to mess with her. I escorted her to the threshold and no further. She still had puke hanging off of her chin, and she wanted me to come inside, and she wanted me to kiss her, and I was not okay with that. Now, although if we'd had any sort of intimacy that night, she likely would have said that she didn't remember what happened. She 100% remembered that I said no. She 100% remained angry at me because she felt rejected. Meanwhile, I wasn't rejecting her. I was rejecting her drunkenness. I was rejecting her vomit. I was trying to represent the male species in the best way that I knew how. Being honest, being forthright, and not taking advantage of a half-dead rabbit. No joke. Let's see. Dr. Disaster type, do you have any favorite books? That's not got nothing to do with my abuse, Dr. Disaster. SK Chandler type, none of this shit is new in the YouTube. Dr. Disaster type, women don't even know what they want to eat most of the time. Gotta love them. No, they know exactly what they want to eat. You're just supposed to pick the right suggestion. I don't know how many of you guys have been through this part where you hear after every single suggestion that you make, it's a no on every suggestion. For a lot of people, they thought that I had crushes on them or wanted to date them or crazy shit like that because I took the initiative to do something. For a lot of you guys, you will ask your girlfriend, because she said she's hungry, what do you want? And literally everything that you say, she'll say no to. Of course, if she tells you that she's hungry, and you go down to El Allegra, or you go to McDonald's, or you go to Subway, bring her something that you know that she's likely to eat, or that you know that she's eaten in the past, something that you know that she enjoys, just so long as she's got some fucking food. If she doesn't want to eat it, fine, eat it in front of her. SK Chandler typed, are you women bashing? Doctor, that part, not at all, SK. SK Chandler typed, thank you for the clarification. Dr. Disaster typed, I just want some Wingstop video, ha 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 ha. Good food is the fastest way to anybody's heart. I love food. Yeah, me too. SK Chandler typed, especially mine, right? Dr. Disaster typed, ha ha ha. Yeah, I've been through all the no's and suggestion game. Well, when people don't want to help you, it's the same exact game. Except it's from the other side. People make a bunch of the same suggestions over and over again. Now, you've got a valid reason. There's a valid reason in making the suggestion. If you say, hey, I need you to stop making suggestions and allow me to explain this, it's because there is a valid reason for the situation. Like when people want to keep on pushing me to get the Cash App, and that when I'm not able to get Cash App, they say I'm not trying. Well, it's not that I didn't try. It's not that I wasn't trying to get Cash App. It's that I didn't have all of the things that are required to get Cash App, nor an adequate internet connection to do that. Them folks earlier that were typing that I don't have 1 million viewers because my videos suck, the lighting sucks, they're not in good lighting, I don't change up my subject matter, so on and so forth, my video quality is shit. Well, you know what? This isn't meant to be pretty. This is me getting out the information to the best of my ability with what I have to work with. I don't have a studio to do this in. I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on assistants. Dr. Disaster, the best way to find out is to tell them we're going to your favorite restaurant. That'll work. Although the reality is, none of the women that I brought food, I didn't ask any of them out on a date. I didn't ask them if they wanted to go to a restaurant. When I'd get a message complaining that they were hungry, I'd just stop and get food on the way. Or they'd complain that their kids are hungry. That's a big one. Like if you help feed a woman and her kids, or if you help move a woman out of an abusive relationship and an abusive household, there are a lot of women who have that expectation that they feel like they're supposed to reward you sexually. And I've never been okay with that. A lot of the women that helped, they felt it was the socially acceptable payment, especially in places like Chapel, Nebraska. You know, you help a woman out of a shitty relationship, you're supposed to be her new boyfriend or some crap like that. It's insane. Dr. Disaster typed, put on something cute, you tell her. SK Chandler typed, I'll never find the right man, not that I'm looking. But alone, it's getting to me. I don't have one to build with. And that's something that a lot of people don't get when they're young. When you're young, when you're young and pretty, I should say, because I know a lot of women who are young and not pretty, and it's not this way. But there's a lot of women who are young and pretty, and they just want to upgrade from one man to the next. Each man being a stepping stone or a building block, a pile of resources to burn until it's gone. But then they get older in life and they learn what men learn at a very young age. People no longer care. For a boy, people stop caring at around 12 or 13, believe it or not. For a girl, if she's good looking, they may never stop caring. She might be able to do anything she wants on into her 30s. So the stuff where we talk about how girls are more mature than boys, and we talk about that from 9 to 13. Girls mature first, not more. They grow taller first, but not more. When we teach 9 through 13-year-old girls that they're more mature than boys, they start getting it in their head that that means mentally, and no, they aren't mentally more mature than boys at that point. And then the frame of mind that we get them stuck in at that point is that they're more mature than boys, so they're fine where they're at, and they stay that way until they hit the fucking wall at 35. Then they realize they spent all that time trying to upgrade from one man to the next, and they get this one guy that they dated back in their mid to late 20s. They go, man, I should have stuck with him. I should have stuck with him. You know, he didn't have the best job, but he was so nice to me. He may not have had the best body, but it was good enough. He may not have had the biggest Johnson. You see where this is going? Not everybody's out there for an upgrade, and a lot of people, a lot of good-looking women especially, they hit the wall at 35 years of age, and it starts really getting to them. They realize that they're alone. They realize that all that superficiality that they threw out in their youth and all of the mistakes that they made in their youth created a personality that nobody wants to be around. Women who threw themselves at the biggest assholes their whole lives. What do you do if you end up dating one of those? You end up getting walked over for every man who ever abused her. I've never had a girlfriend. And I've still had to take the abuse for the actions of others. Anyway, it's Friday. I'll have to take abuse all weekend. No assistance stopping it. And that guy should have at least tried to take inventory of the issues rather than trying to suggest over the top of every piece of abuse I tried to inform him of. That's in the last video. Do I hate any of these people? No, I don't. I hate the fact that I'm still breathing. I hate the fact that I'm still here. And I hate the fact that I'm having to explain this shit to people on YouTube because my friends and family don't care in real life. I'm tired of people telling me to go to the police, or the police telling me to go to mental health, for mental health to pawn me off on street people who take advantage of me. It sucks. Someone calling themselves Laugh and Love types, sorry about trolling you. Have a blessed day, my brother. Amen. Keep the positive words, sir. I wish people would help share the truth. The truth is, I got 6 days where my predators can do whatever they want this entire 6 days because still, to this day, nobody's helped me to turn it in. I'm trying, I'm jumping through the hoops that people want me to. If only they'd reciprocate the effort. Anyway, I know that being alone for the rest of my life is probability. But I've known this since I was 12, where a lot of women didn't realize it till they were 35. Women really get screwed when it comes to the promises we give them, don't they? We promise them that we'll take care of them. We give them this idea that if they become Susie Homemaker or Lesbian of the Year, two different extremes, that they're deserving of everything they want and therefore it's owed to them. And then when they realize that there's only one Prince Charles, Jesus, they all deserve a king. They're all queens who deserve a king. We all deserve better. We've turned them into a bunch of spoiled brats that no matter what cannot be appeased. Now, is that all women? No, it's not. We train them from when they're children, the same way that we train boys. For boys, we train them that it's their job to take care of women and children and protect women and children. And we teach girls from when they're born how to take advantage of that. But they only get to take advantage of that for so long. Most of the young boys that I know that are bitter men had to deal with exactly those kind of women growing up. And once those women get tired of being abused by the bad boys and they want to settle down with a decent guy, he's either settled down with somebody else or he's done with your ass. He's bitter and hateful because he's been abused enough and sacrificed enough so you can date any drunken goddamn asshole you want while you're fucked up on booze. And this dumbass will always come and rescue you. I'm the dumbass, just so you know. Someone calling themselves Liam Alien type stay strong man. It's Reevy type shout out. Shout me out, please. Not very tall Batman type. Damn, bro, you okay? No, I'm not. Liam Alien typed, you are a king, bro. Arizona trip typed, stop crying and complaining. There's people in worse situations than you and they don't cry and blah, blah. Let's get the fuck out of here. Hide user on this channel. I'm not gonna fucking put up with that alcoholic bullshit. And that is alcoholic bullshit. Most of you know alcoholics. You've had alcoholics in your lives. You've had alcoholic parents, especially your alcoholic dads, especially out in the country in rural fucking Nebraska. You guys know goddamn well what it is. They get drunk and they get uppity and they get feely good and want to fucking down on somebody and make somebody feel like they're less than a human because they got a little bit of booze in them. You just need to man up. Other people got it worse. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. What you're doing is demeaning and diminishing, and that is not acceptable. What you're doing is victim blaming and victim shaming. What you're doing is digging for excuses to be a dick. Well, I can be a dick too. We got another dumbass calling himself Samuel Duran, wanted to type, you ain't getting up with that attitude. Well, you ain't sticking around with that one. Life is an attitude. There are certain things that you need to get an attitude over. People raping and killing people. Yeah, I'm going to get a goddamn attitude and you can kiss my ass. Hera type victim shaming is wrong. I agree. I agree. But have you decided already who the victim is? Have you decided right and wrong based on gender? Or based on finances? Have you decided that somebody who's called mentally ill must automatically be wrong and therefore not worth listening to? God damn, I wish I could find a functional lighter. Hera typed, if you can't be sad because someone has it worse than you, can't be happy because someone has better. Someone calling themselves unidentified type K-Bud. Tropical Joe typed, I wish people understood sexism goes both ways, men experience it too. We do. Absolutely, especially when it comes to murder. The homeless deal with more than anybody else, though. per capita, the most likely people to be killed by police are homeless males. Your chances of being killed in the United States by a police officer as a homeless male are about 1 in 660. Holy fuck, right? Unidentified type, why are you homeless? Because I'm different, and in America, they're not accepting of people who are different. I'm not rich. I'm not good looking. And I told on some bad people as somebody who's not rich, not good looking, and not a woman. Instead of the police taking it seriously and doing their job, they wanted to pawn me off on mental health. And that resulted in the abuse continuing and also people ending up dead. People like Natalie Bollinger. I'm homeless because Americans victimize the most victimized people in this country for profit. It's easy to do. You assault somebody, call them mentally ill, and pretend everything they're saying is a damn lie. Nobody fucking cares. It's a homeless person. People think it's more fucked up that they put up pigeon strips to keep pigeons from sitting and shitting on buildings than they do putting down spike strips in places where homeless people can sleep without getting rained on. Unidentified type, it's hard to get a job when you're homeless. It's also hard to work when you're disabled. It's also impossible to defend yourself when you're having to run around doing what everybody else expects you to do. The reality is, I'm a disabled adult. In order to turn in abuse, I need a friend or family member to do it with me right away. Otherwise, I'll get treated like a junkie by the police and by the hospitals. And that's reality. Anyway, what Hera said was absolutely on point. Or what Hera typed was absolutely on point, despite the fact that it was not exactly typed well, and that made it a little bit difficult to extrapolate. And I might have read it wrong even. Tropical Joe type, what are you disabled with, if you don't mind sharing? Well, I have Asperger's, I have PTSD, I have Tourette syndrome, but my physical disabilities, I have issues with my right wrist from an assault by Officer Waylon Lolotai. I have back issues that make my legs not work well, and my back not work well, and everything hurt. I have extreme muscle fatigue all the time. I can't hardly carry anything. Because of the nerve damage, it makes it difficult to write. Because of the back issues, it makes it difficult to carry things. Then there's the financial situation that I've been forced into, where I don't have a caseworker, but I'm forced to jump through all these situations that I'm supposed to have a caseworker for to protect my rights and prevent me from getting railroaded the way I have. Prevent officers from being able to play the games that they've played. Instead, I get taken advantage of for my disability money. My so-called friends, yeah, they promised to help until my money was gone. My little sister promised to help until my money was gone. Graham Milburn promised to help until my money was gone. These are good Christian folks. Original Owl typed, no caseworker? No. Michael Goodman typed, sorry to hear. I'm supposed to have a caseworker, but they never do anything except send me around in circles to other numbers who send me around to more numbers. I'm out of cigarettes, so I'm going to smoke tobacco out of an aluminum foil pipe. Yes, I'm addicted to tobacco. I'm also addicted to caffeine. Unidentified type, what do you hope to spread by sharing your story? Well, I hope that people will look at the actual evidence of abuse and at least make some effort to understand that I tried everything legally first and was denied those rights every step of the way. Natalie Bollinger is dead because caseworkers didn't do their jobs. Police didn't do their jobs. Mental health workers didn't do their jobs. Hospitals didn't do their jobs. None of them fucking cared. All they wanted to do was get their name signed next to mine for whatever business that they're supposedly working for so they get their tax dollars. But they never lift a goddamn finger to turn in the abuse. SK Chandler typed, sorry, I'm back. Phone calls. I want to change my number and say F-bomb everything, everybody. I'll email you and help as best as I can. Original Owl typed, I know her story. Tragic. SK Chandler, I didn't see your phone number. It wasn't actually posted up on my channel. Unidentified typed, can I donate? Yes, I just got an account finally 3 days ago or so. I also was finally able to set up Cash App, which a lot of people wanted to bully and be mean to me about because I didn't have the ability to get Cash App before. So cash.app/$Dogged Roman is my Cash App. The card hasn't come in yet, so I haven't been able to register the card or anything. 16 months it took to get someone to help me with an address. It's still a dangerous situation. Let's see. Mark Ferretti type, stop being a victim. Well, I'd use her on this channel. It's pretty easy. SK Chandler typed, I just want one period. Someone calling themselves Nota typed, he is not a victim. Oh, that's cute. What do we do? I'd use her on this channel. See, there's a difference between being negative and being honest. Many of you don't understand the difference and don't care the difference. SK Chandler typed, I was married for 10 years and divorced, dead ass. Right? Message hidden. Tropical Joe typed, Mark Freddy, that's not how it works, you imbecile. Tropical Joe typed, you can't just stop being a victim. You're right. When you've been targeted by predators, going to them and telling them that what they're doing is wrong and it makes you feel bad, they don't give a holy fuck. They know it makes you feel bad. Andrew Wolnez fucking brags about playing this bullshit. He claims that I accused him of sexually assaulting his own children. Oh, he wanted to call me a pedophile. I just called him a pedophile back. Then he wanted to scream at me that he's got 6 kids. Well, holy shit. That ain't my fucking business. One thing you guys might have noticed, people type the same things over and over again. New person always has the same questions, right? Am I homeless? How many times have we read that question just during this video? 5, 10? Yes, I'm homeless. Yes, I'm homeless. I was not homeless when Natalie Bollinger was killed. I was forced into homelessness because of her death. Original Owl type, do you have any family? None that give a shit. I have relatives. Big difference. Family, if you tell them you're being harmed, want to help you to turn it in right away.
Relatives don't give a shit. They make up excuses why it must be your fault or they're too busy or both. Don't have enough time to give a shit. SK Chandler typed, I built 3 nonprofit organizations, 2 ministries, LLC. Yeah, Friday kills me. Friday is the worst day, especially here, because none of the services are open on Saturday or Sunday. Mike Oxlong typed, you look like a pedophile. What a cutie pie. What a swell feller. So what do we do with these guys? Hide user on this channel. And yes, I'm well aware of what that guy was doing with his name. And you're welcome for sharing it. Someone calling himself Adam typed hate from Louisiana. Well, we'll block that sumbitch. What a dumb cunt. That's hurtful. Original Owl typed, what do you have to do with Natalie? Well, she was my best friend. She rescued me when I had no friends. After I hurt my back, all the people who claimed to be my friends threw me away, and they were just pretty words on Facebook. You just need to love yourself. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Why don't you rent a storage facility? I did what Natalie Bollinger wanted. I went to Virginia because she wanted to. I went to the places in Virginia she wanted and did the things in Virginia she wanted. And when she got fucked up on heroin and had issues, wanted to drag me into that shit, I fucking left. I know exactly how that goes down. Nobody gives a shit that she was a strung out goddamn heroin addict. What they care about is that she was pretty. That I'm homeless, so I must not be a human being and I must have not been able to take no for an answer. Reality is, Natalie couldn't take no for an answer. Anyway, I got more stuff in the library I gotta carry down. I'm gonna be stuck here for about 10 to 15 minutes before my back's gonna allow my legs to work well enough to even go back to the library. That guy earlier didn't stop to look at the evidence. And they never do, because if they stop to look at the evidence, they have to do something right away, where they'd rather blow it off until next week, especially if it's a Friday. All of these people know that doing their job as a mandated reporter is going to take at least 8 hours in most cases. That's a full day. Whenever they make one of these true crime things, they always try to paint me as a super psycho stalker. That's because nobody ever bothers to help me to share the actual evidence of the actual situations that actually happened. Instead, you'd rather believe somebody just because they said it. You'd rather believe a police officer over evidence just because it was a police officer that said it. You'd rather believe a pretty junkie over actual evidence because it's a pretty junkie who said it. Tropical Joe typed, Adam, I'm from Louisiana and I'm sending this guy support. Chill out. Well, I already blocked him, but thank you, Tropical Joe. SK Chandler typed, a popo already know about all this crap. It's a test, war games on street level. Don't give up. This person calling themselves Why Do You Want to Know type, can you sing Paint the Town Red? I don't know that song. SK Chandler typed, yes, I deserve it, Chief. This person calling himself Jamal typed, this guy is a pedo for sure. What do we do with these ass wipes? You already know it. Hide user on this channel. I've never been charged with a sex crime. Never been charged with a crime against a child. Never been charged with sexual assault. Never been charged with murder either. But these are the things my predators use as excuses. Big Dink typed, I'm sending hair plugs to help. Right? I don't need hair plugs. I pulled mine down by the roots. Brad typed, you complain a lot. Let's see. Big Dink typed, he just want to get on here and cry to someone. So what do we do? Hide user on this channel. Brad wants to complain too. He doesn't like that I complain. Well, I have every right to complain. People are dead. SK Chandler typed, I've never had that much love. Original Owl retracted a message. Don't know what it said. SK Chandler typed, right, I something in private. Cry, I suppose. Angels Count typed, you okay, dude? No, I'm not. And SK Chandler isn't doing too well either. SK Chandler typed, well, damn, I'm crying now. Rightly so. You're allowed. You go through hell like this, you are allowed to fucking cry. As a dude, I'm not. I'll get made fun of and told to man up, but whatever, I do it anyway. So obviously the safety issues, the people who said they would help, they're not taking it seriously. If they did, they'd want to look at the evidence in person when it's right there in front of them. Anyway, if you want me to send you a message from Natalie Bollinger from 2016, send a message to doggedroman@gmail.com. If you want to try sending some money to me. I still haven't gotten it to work, but that's because I have to wait for the card to come in to actually set up the card. But you can send cash to cash.app/$doggedroman. Hopefully it'll allow me to get that money. That also is a situation where I've been denied every fucking right that I have because I don't have enough money to survive on. They forced me to spend my disability money on all of this legal BS. Meanwhile, I'm the victim here. Natalie was not my victim. If you want to pretend that because a man curses that you're a victim, you're a fucked up individual. I shouldn't have to act like my predators for you to give a shit. I shouldn't have to stream those things back for you to recognize that they're wrong. If you're going to make every excuse for these people to harm me, and then you're going to pretend that I'm some sort of a horrible person for saying I'll do it back, well, holy shit, you got another thing coming. Nobody takes the evidence seriously, or preserving the evidence seriously. SK Chandler type, they all have a quota to make. Well, they get paid whether they do their jobs or not. This is the biggest issue with government jobs. Someone calling themselves Pookie typed you are. We already know that this person's going to be a troll. They're going to type some mean stuff here. We're used to it. Ballet for Life type, just remember to hold on to hope. Hope stands for hold on, possibilities exist, and don't forget that. You know what? I don't need to know that bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You just got to love yourself. Love overcomes everything. None of that turns into abuse. Out of all the people that I've sent messages to, sent evidence to over and over and over and over again, none of them have taken it seriously. All of them just want to make suggestions and say, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Do you have any friends or family members you can go to? Why don't you go to your friends and family? Why don't you move here? Why don't you move there? Have you tried going to Louisiana? Have you tried going to Texas? Hey, man, you should come to California. I'll help you if you come to California. Hey, Sean, I'm in Bristol, Virginia. Why don't you come to Bristol, Virginia? I'll help you if you can make it to Bristol, Virginia. That's right. And what does that cost me? Meanwhile, these people could have done most of this shit over the phone. Easy as fuck. S.K. Chandler typed, food, water, shelter is a human necessity and a right on God. Well, God doesn't seem to give a shit. Render unto Caesar's that which is Caesar's. These people will victimize you out of everything that you have and then tell you that you wanted them to. When you guys type shit to me like you can't do anything, here's what you're doing 100% of the time. You're lying to me and you're lying to yourselves. You're showing why it is that you have no voice, because you don't use it, you don't try. Between making excuses to try and making excuses not to, which one will you choose? I don't have the money to live on, don't have the money for another pack of cigarettes. On the bright side, I've been a hobo long enough. I know how to make an aluminum foil pipe, and I know how to collect cigarette butts. On the not so bright side, without you guys contacting these people and telling them that I'm being abused, they're not going to look. They're going to postpone until next week and the week after that. And the more they postpone, the longer they brush it off and blow me off. The more abuse I have to take. How much abuse is going to happen between now and next Wednesday? A lot. Not because I choose it, but because the people here in Tillamook are shitty excuses for human beings. Sophia Petrillo typed, you wouldn't leave her alone when she wanted left alone. Get off here, stop acting like a retard. What do we do with these people? She also typed, that is who you are, right there in black and white. You cast all this for yourself. See, that's exactly the mentality that male victims have to put up with. We wanted people to abuse us. We chose for people to abuse us. Meanwhile, there's literally no evidence of the crap that they're pretending. The evidence shows that I went to Virginia because we were friends and because I was pressured to do so. The evidence shows that while I was in Virginia, the situations I said happened did in fact happen the way I said that they did. The evidence shows that when I left Virginia, that I still had to take abuse. The evidence shows that those druggy whores couldn't let it go. The evidence also shows that I use words like druggies and whores. It's not pleasant, is it? And you get to see how these people bully me and make fun of me and harass me. And they certainly don't like that treatment back. They don't like those words back. So all you guys come here for entertainment, to try to pass some time, to find some retard to make fun of or bully. I'm not here for any of you. This isn't for your entertainment. This is evidence that I'm trying to get help turning in the abuse. It's also evidence that a disabled homeless man being forced to go to the internet for help because nobody else is going to do their job is pretty fucked. Because these people are supposed to do something about abuse. And if they take it seriously, they're legally supposed to do something right away. That guy who was here earlier, despite the words in his mouth, his actions of not turning it in right away, not looking at evidence, not trying to, well, literally offer anything except the job as a mandated reporter, which is to turn this shit in. Someone calling themselves who's KHLO typed, I'm so sorry for you. Sophia de Chia typed, well, make it my mission that you get nothing from the internet. Took 30 seconds to find out who you are. Well, looks like that Sophia person made another account to harass me again. And has shown that they're gonna, well, make it their mission to make my life hell. So what do? Take evidence of it, hide user on this channel. Pretty easy to get rid of dumb whores on my channel. It's not so easy to get rid of dumb whores in real life. Now, who wants to be offended that I use that word whores? Who wants to be offended that I use the word dumb? At least I reserve the word cunt. That has a very special meaning to it. That's the title you get when you get people hurt or injured. And that's exactly what Natalie Bollinger did by pretending I stalked her and then never coming forward when people were pretending that I was a pedophile or a rapist. Did Natalie ever accuse me of being a pedophile or a rapist? Nope. How about Alicia Bollinger? Nope. And yet, I'm assaulted to this day because you sick fucking perverts who only give a shit about looks want to harm me for speaking up about abuse and pretend that that's stalking someone. Go fuck yourselves. Someone calling themselves Maddie typed, God, please pray for this man. God is not going to pray to him. Sorry, you're gone. Hide user on this channel. Let's say you got a plate of food in front of you. You got a fork. You got two hands that work. You got a mouth. You can pray until the cows come home that God lifts that fork and puts it in your mouth and feeds you. You can pray all you want that that food goes in your belly without you making a single goddamn effort. But I swear to God, prayer alone does nothing. Unidentified typed, where do you live? United States of America. I live in my car in a little shithole town of Tillamook, Oregon. Fuck this town and fuck these people. Someone calling themselves Riches V4. That's probably one of Rich Life Ub's accounts. And it's likely going to get blocked here very shortly. Y'all think your opinions are more important. To you they are, but your opinions don't stop abuse. Getting actively involved does. I didn't send anybody the messages between me and Natalie Bollinger just to show them the messages. I showed people who promised to look at the evidence and help turn it in. That's why I sent that first message between Natalie and I, the one about the abuse from her father. If you want to say, oh, that's private stuff, that's fucking evidence that I told the truth, bitch. Seriously. Who's KHLO typed, I hope you get through this. C.A96 type, do you like to drink? No, I don't. I quit drinking in 2001. Who's KHLO type, nobody deserves to get abused? Well, saying that is one thing. Helping to stop it is another. Saying nobody deserves to be abused doesn't stop it, doesn't get it turned in, doesn't get assistance. But I'm glad you have that opinion. SK Chandler typed, why don't they just give us our unlimited credit since birth? Unidentified type, you are funny. Pause the rain typed, I feel so bad for you. Well, I feel bad for me too. I don't want to be here anymore. I haven't wanted to live since 2015 when literally every friend that I had threw me away like I was garbage because I hurt my back. Natalie Bollinger became my friend after that. Hey, Eric. Well, he just stared me down. Didn't wave, didn't say hello, just stared me down. He's one of the assistant managers over at Safeway. At least I was friendly. By the way, there's a lady there at the Starbucks who says that guy Eric is a stalker because he saw her at work, and then after work, as he was walking to wherever he was going to, just like he was just now, he was just walking. So she was claiming that because she saw him at work and then she saw him after work, and that he was stalking her. That's fucking creepy. Anyway, he just walked by just now. Was he stalking me? No, but he was sure as fuck staring. I said hello, and I waved, and I was pleasant, and he just stared me down like I raped his fucking dog. Fucking A. Who's KHLO typed, I'm currently getting abused by my mother and don't know how to get out of this situation, and nobody knows how draining it is. If you're an adult, type to doggedroman@gmail.com. Let me know your story. I'll speak up on YouTube. I'll see if anyone's willing to help you, because it seems to me you're likely a woman and you're likely to actually get help. Some of the people on here who aren't helping me, they might be able to help you. You're also, if you're a female, you're more likely to get the help. You're more likely to get heard. You're also more likely to have the resources to receive help. And yeah, it takes resources to receive them. It takes travel. Unidentified typed, yet you are here. Or yet here you are. Oh, this one's got a curse word in it. It's a whole bunch of cry faces. Pause the rain typed, I hope I was there to help you. Katie's husband typed, why he mean mugging you? I don't know, we'll have to ask him, but I'm not gonna ask him because he's mean mugging me, you know? If he's gonna be unpleasant, I'll just avoid him to the best of my ability. Who's KHLO type, thank you, brother. I will try my best to help you. Now, I'm assuming, first of all, that you are an adult. I'm assuming, second of all, that you are in an at-risk situation. If you're a child, I'm not okay with any of you contacting me, because I'm sick and tired of people doing that. I'm sick and tired of people pretending they're going to help me and telling me they're 9 years old, with a college reading level and a spelling level, whatever. I'm tired of people telling me that they need help, and then, of course, they just start typing the FU stuff and the you're a pedo and shit like that, which is just creepy as hell. Someone who thinks they're a South Park character type, get him back then. If not, stay away from him. Someone calling himself Jay typed, start looking at life half full, not half empty. Men don't get help, you can only help yourself. Well, that's the problem with being disabled, is that no, I can't just help myself. I don't have the abilities. B. Lizzo typed, "Oh, for fuck's sake, please, YouTube isn't the place to get help." You're right. You're absolutely 100% right. But I exhausted every other resource that I had trying to stop the abuse. Like Jay started, or like Jay typed there, men don't get help. We're told we have to do it ourselves, whether we're capable or not. Meanwhile, we're expected to spend our entire lives and all of our resources protecting women from their own stupidity. How many of the women that you've had to rescue needed a rescue because they were being abused and it wasn't their fault? They had nothing to do with it, and it was 100% somebody else's fault. Not very often, is it? Most of the time, it's two-sided abuse, and she's only going to tell you one side. Jay type, "Pray to God, he will help you." And that right there is how you get blocked from my channel. Prayers don't do shit. B. Lizzo type, "You're stressing yourself out." No, other people are stressing me out. I'm not the one breaking my windows. I'm not the one assaulting myself. I'm not the one stealing from myself. See, that's the problem, B. Lizzo. Victim blaming and victim shaming. You want to blame me and shame me for being victimized? I can get rid of you. It's easy on this channel, but not in real life.